Today I have a new computer, the LG UltraPC, and in this series I'm going to show you everything about this computer, from the unboxing, review, tech specifications, demos, tests, how to open and how to upgrade and repair, to get to know everything about this computer. But first, subscribe to the channel because I post new videos every week. Now let's explore the connectivity of this computer, this 14-inch LG UltraPC. The outer connectivity and the inner connectivity, like the number of M.2 sockets, that will be for another video when I open the computer. On the outside, on the left side, it has a power plug, 19 volts, an HDMI 2.0 port, which supports up to 4K 60 Hz, a super speed USB-C 3.0 port, a 3.5 combo jack port for headphones and microphone, only 4 connections on this side, but also here a small LED. Now on the right side it has a micro SD card reader and 2 USB 3.2 Gen 2 Type A ports, so 20 gigabit ports, and also a hole to connect the lock. There are no more connections on the outside, neither on the back nor the front. Let's now see how the connections are done on this computer. On the left side, we'll start by connecting the power, because normally we'll have the computer connected to a power source, although it has an autonomy of 18 hours. We connect it and the computer is charging. The connector is in a L shape, it doesn't come out straight. Then the second port, it's an HDMI port. I have an HDMI cable here to connect a second monitor, which supports 4K resolution at 60 Hz, and we connect the HDMI cable. Third, we have a USB-C port. As this computer does not have a RJ45 port for a network cable, we are going to use a USB-C to RJ45 adapter, and we connect the adapter. And now we can connect the network cable. And we connect the network cable on the adapter. What else do we have on this side? We have an audio jack. We have earphones here, which we'll normally use if you are going to work in public. So we connect the earphones in the combo jack, and we've got everything connected on this side. Let's see this better. Power, a second monitor, an adapter for a network cable, and the earphones. So everything is connected on this side. Now let's plug in the connections on the right side. On this side, let's start with the USB connections, which are Type A. What we usually want to connect on this side is the mouse. Although it has a trackpad, I prefer to work with the mouse. And we connect the mouse in one of the USB ports. We also have another USB-A port, which we can use to connect a pen drive, to copy files or store files from the computer as you need, and the pen drive is connected. But if you want to connect a card reader instead, despite having a microSD reader, if you wanted to read other types of cards, you can use a USB card reader. But usually I need the pen drive or an external drive. It can also be used to connect an external keyboard. Finally, only one thing is missing, a microSD card, which is placed in this very small slot, very small. We place the microSD card with the connectors facing down. Place it on the slot and just push it in and is connected. We can barely see it, it just sticks out a little bit to be removed, and so those are the connections you'll normally want to plug into computer to work on a table. And everything works. It is then connected like this, with all connections used. We have the power, an HDMI cable for another monitor, a USB-C to RJ45 adapter with a network cable, some earphones here, a mouse so you can be more productive, a pen drive, and a microSD card. And that's how all the connections are on this computer. The computer is small, but this way you can work better on a table, because all the connections are further on the back. Of course, there are things you might not need. You might not need a USB stick, you might not want the earphones, the HDMI if you won't be using an external monitor because you'll be using the computer's monitor, or you won't need to be charging. And so the computer is more free now. Just like this, we have less clutter on the table. If you only need the network cable connection and the external mouse. But if you want to work wirelessly, you don't even need this adapter. And then, normally, you only have the mouse. And if you don't need the mouse, you can remove it, and thus use the computer with nothing connected. So these are some possible connections you might need to use in a general demonstration of how the connections will be, both on the left and on the right side. On this LG UltraPC with just 14 inches. Of course, you can connect any other USB or HDMI devices, or even other adapters you need on the USB ports, such as DisplayPort, VGA, a DVD player, a printer, or even a USB fingerprint reader, seeing this computer doesn't have one. This was another video about the computer LG UltraPC, but there will be more videos about this notebook PC. I will cover everything about this computer, from the unboxing, review, speed and battery tests, or how to upgrade and repair, for you to decide if you should buy this computer. Now, subscribe to the channel because I post new videos every week, like the video, and if you have any question about this computer, write in the comments.